Greetings everyone, Unsafe Kibble here. We're looking at Link's Awakening Remaster. This was my first playthrough of the game. I decided to do the remaster run on the 3-heart run because in the original you apparently had to pick up the hearts that dropped from the boss to open the doors in the back of the room to pick up the instruments. But in the remaster they have removed that. So this is an early fight. This is the first time I've ever seen this boss. I actually fought this boss before I fought and did A Link to the Past. So I didn't know how to fight that boss. I find out how to do it much better at the very end of the game because it reloads. But that boss was an easy one, quick and over. This is the first of the gimmick bosses. Essentially, this boss is in a bottle. You have to wait until the boss falls over after throwing the balls. Well, he throws the balls, you hit it with a sword, and then you pick it up and throw it against the wall. Once it hits the wall several times, the bottle eventually breaks, and then you can slash at it. So overall, really quick, really easy, not too bad. And there the bottle breaks, and now it's relatively easy. He's going to spin around the room. There are going to be two of them. You basically load up your spinning slash and move towards whichever one turns out to be the real one, and whack him. And you'll do that a couple of times, and it will be over. Okay, so this boss took me a moment to figure out what on earth I was supposed to be doing. He kept dropping these green blobs from the ceiling. Eventually I realized that you needed to Pegasus dash into the wall to make the boss fall down. Now that the boss is down, the basic idea is you're going to do the Pegasus rush into the open eye, and that's going to cause him to split apart, eventually splitting into two. So I'm not sure what I'm doing at the moment, actually. I guess hoping he'll move to the back of the room, but he wouldn't do that. So I eventually just try to do it in the front of the room, get two in a row there, and beat one more in a row, but I'm dashing in the wrong direction like an idiot. And now that you have to, so you see you have to Pegasus dash to split him in half there, and I'm really failing quite miserably at it. Okay, so there we go. Split in two. Now that they're split in two, you enter the next phase. They're going to hop up in the air. You have to basically... Oh, okay, so you have to jump with the feather to stop from getting stunned as they crash into the ground. And then once they are not crashing into the ground, you dash into their eye twice and they vanish. So that's how we get this boss. I was actually really worried about this boss because I have trouble swimming in most games, and Link's Awakening doesn't give you a lot of options when you're swimming. But it turned out to be really easy. The anglerfish tends to dash into the wall and knock rocks down. The rocks fall in a relative pattern though, and you can kind of smack him in the head and kind of just keep going. You can actually directionally aim your underwater sword slashes, which was nice. So you can see I have trouble moving towards him to punish when he's KO'd. But overall, pretty easy, pretty quick. Phase 2, he's going to summon some of these fishies. The fish are actually not much of any problem to deal with because they die in one hit. So overall, really easy. And with 4 bosses done, that's going to move us on to the 5th boss, which is going to be the slime boss, I believe. The centipede out of the ground. Yeah, it is. So this ended up being another really easy boss. The only problem here, after it breaks all the walls apart, is going to be this, what is it, butt that he swings around the room. But you can actually stand in the corners and it will not miss you. So basically you need to hook shot the boss in order to get it out of the wall there. You can hook shot him very close, but you do not want to do that. Because if you hook shot him close, you don't have a lot of time to punish. You can see I get 1 punish there. The next time I hook shot him completely across the room, and I'm going to get all the punishes and kill him at this point. At this point, you probably noticed that I'm wearing the red outfit. I did the colored dungeon and before the previous boss and upgraded the sword damage. I've also gone around and collected 40 seashells, so I've got the upgraded sword as well. That felt really dumb on this boss, as basically you just stand in the corner with your shield up until he's done throwing all his tiles around the room. Then he's going to pick up and throw the pots. Again, the shield blocking works for this perfectly. He's then going to start teleporting around the room and opening holes around his face. You basically want to drop a bomb somewhere near his face and it won't drop through the floor. And that's how you kill him. You also can't touch his face, as that causes you to take damage. So, overall, really annoying boss. Alright, so 3 bosses to go. You've got this Eagle boss, which was an interesting mechanic to be in 2D. Overall, wasn't a difficult fight. You probably noticed at this point that you can't fully see the 3 hearts in the top left corner of the room. That's my fault for set up the recording incorrectly. I can only apologize for that. But once you've got the upgraded swords, you're going to want full power, because what that's going to allow you to do is it's going to allow you to shoot a beam up in the air, and if you time it right, you can actually hit the boss. So you can get a lot more punishes in with the projectile sword. So 2 punishes right there. Once you get enough hits in, boss dies, and you can move on to the next one. Okay, so this is Hothead. This is the penultimate boss. Dungeon for this was annoying beyond measure. I'm not sure if the magic rod is mandatory for this boss. I'm sure I could do it with the sword, but the magic rod made this the most ridiculously easy fight possible. You can see that the sword does not damage him when he's in this stone state. So part of my trouble here is I had to figure out where the drop patterns were, but this was a first try boss. So in terms of difficulty, this was, again, pretty easy like most of the others. And that was part of what led to the frustration with the upcoming boss. So we're just going to let victory over this one play out, and then we'll talk about the final boss. Really didn't remember this one taking that long, but good God, you finally break the face, and now you're down to the final one. It gets much simpler in this stage, as he's just going to hop back and forth. Standing in the middle is literally the ticket for avoiding what's going on. I have to believe without the magic rod, this would have been a lot harder. Salty as hell is how I would describe my feeling about this boss. This boss has so many different stages and so many different mechanics that it really bothered me. Obviously stage 1 here, you're going to wait for it to hop, and then you're going to throw magic powder on it. Very easy stage. So phase 2 here is essentially the sorcerer from A Link to the Past. He's going to shoot balls at you. If it's a single ball, you bounce it back. If it is a quad ball, you avoid it. Unlike Link to the Past, the quad ball cannot be deflected, so you actually have to move to avoid it. At this point, the boss is annoying, but not incredibly difficult to do. I prefer to wait until the boss is on the far side of the room, as it makes it easier to determine what's going to come at you. That I was really pissed off at that point because I mistimed my sword swing there, and now I'm going to get a quad ball. So this fight just seems to drag on because it's got 3 more phases to go at least. The next phase coming up, I can go ahead and talk about that, is going to be essentially Ganon from A Link to the Past. He's going to... oh no, it's not. I'm done. The next phase is going to be the first boss of the game. He's going to turn into the thing. What I found is you could literally just stand next to him and spam sword, and he dies instantly. Now we get A Link to the Past Ganon. He's going to pull out his spear. He's going to summon fireballs. You essentially want to do a spinning attack as he starts off, as when he does this, he is impervious to damage. At the very end, he's going to hurl that spear across the room. You just kind of walk across the room to avoid it. Hope he doesn't teleport on top of you, because that just gets annoying. Double hit there gets me killed. I have secret medicine on, which pulls me back. Obviously, I'm not doing these fights flawless. So at this point, he's going to throw the fire bats across the room again. I'm going to get hit again like a dumbass. And we're going to get trapped in the corner and go for the kill here. Again, now we move on to, gosh, what is this? Moving into the 5th phase. You want to load your spear spin and time it, and immediately load your spear spin again. Do that 3 times, and we'll move on to phase 6. Phase 6 is a combination of kind of the slime eel that we fought. So he's going to have 2 slime eel butts, and you kind of have to hop over them and wait for the eye to open, and then you want to shoot it with an arrow. With the red suit, it's going to take 10 hits. Slowly as this fight continues, those arms are going to get faster. I actually much preferred the faster arms once we got later in the fight, as the slower arms were more difficult to dodge for me. You'll see once it gets faster, I eventually get to where I'm hop over, hop back. That was much better, so the fight got easier in this stage as we went on. But that's all to it. After you beat this one, you end up waking up from your dream. Link awakens. So there we go.